Hi everyone, this is Killshot from 99 Gaming. This is The Walking Dead Season 10, Episode 5, Early Spoiler Special. We have got, we're going to let you guys know what is going down. A little bit of a change in schedule. In the past, we've been doing our bold predictions on Thursday night, then Freestyle Friday. Everybody watches the premiere, usually Friday night, early Saturday morning. Then we do our spoiler streams. I do have to tell you, the spoiler game is getting extremely competitive, and now the spoiler sites are starting to release it a couple days earlier, but that's okay, because we're going to change up our strategy a little bit. I'll tell you about that tonight. Super special shout out to the Patreon Army. Thank you so much to the Patrons. If you guys have been here for a long time, you know exactly what the Patrons do. PDL sponsors, channel members, a little bit of everything. Thank you so much to the group that's out there. We're going to jump into this, but as I said, as spoilers start to come out a little bit earlier, this is what we're going to do as of next week. So we're going to do our reactions on Sunday night, Monday, Tuesday, double shots. Wednesday night, we're going to do our bold predictions before the spoilers come out. So that way we get a chance to go out there and just keep the guesswork going. And if spoilers come out on Thursday, then we'll make Thursday a spoiler stream. Is that good with everybody? You guys good with that? And then Friday, of course, we're still going to do our Freestyle Friday. One ask for each of you tomorrow during Freestyle Friday. Hang out with us, but what do we talk about tonight? Let's table that and not spoil it for other people. Dana Finkler, thank you so much. Appreciate that super chat. Getting us going with the super chat game. All right, let me say this. These spoilers are not my spoilers. They are courtesy of Spoiling Dead's fan page. I'm just going to roll through them. I will, however, tie them in to some of our predictions and some of our theories because I think they're very live. So if you guys are ready to get this thing going, I need you to do me a big favor. Everybody in this stream right now, we got a ton of people. Everybody hit that like button, and then I'm going to start to rattle off a few of the Q&As, as I said, from Spoiling Dead's fan page. So basically, the first question was, which communities can be featured this week? It is going to be the Hilltop and the Whisperers. Almost all of the show is going to be about those two groups. So as you guys saw from the description, and a couple people were guessing this the other night as well too, and I know that there's been some publications that have talked about this. There are supplies missing. So we got a thief or several thieves in the house. So which supplies are missing? There's a crate of fish missing from Oceanside, and a quarter of the medical supplies are mentioned to be missing. So somebody is stealing the medical supplies. More on that in a second. Who released Negan from the cell? This is not a spoiler. This is not uncovered, but it was not Brandon, apparently. So last night, we talked about Daryl going up and punching Dante. This is not confirmed, but I'm going to say it is likely that Dante could be the one that could have released Negan. So because of that little battle back and forth. Could have been Carol as well, but kind of keep that open for discussion right now. But it's not Brandon. So next question is, we see Brandon has followed Negan. Why? Brandon is a big fan. Brandon is, they're saying he's a psycho. So he's done a lot of weird things, and apparently he's following him around, and he's trying to set up Sanctuary Part 2. So Brandon, he basically is like, hey, we need to set this up here. He gives him a barbed wire bat, almost like Lucille as a gift, gives him his leather jacket, says he found it in storage. I mean, he's just like all overing, let's set up a group. Let's set up the group. Like a little puppy following him around. We got, whoa, what is going on here? BMAMMAB with a big time super chat in the house. That is a serious super chat. You got to give me a follow-up question though. Thank you so much. I appreciate you coming in. I appreciate the super chat. But certainly, bam, give us a follow-up question, because I'd love to, get the spotlight over to you. I'm just humbled, flattered, and thank you so much. I every time I see a super chat or a Patreon or a new channel member, blows me away. We get tremendous support, and thank you so much. Moderators, you guys can check that out and see if we get a follow-up to that super chat. Just any random question, I'd love to turn that highlight over. So, absolutely. I'm going to jump back into the spoilers. So as we go through the spoilers, keep in mind Brandon's flattery is going to be short-lived, and you'll see what we mean by that. And this is part of it. We were trying to figure out how is Negan going to transition to the Whisperer group and what's going to happen to Brandon. Brandon's a one-hit wonder. So who is the lady that Negan saves? So check this out. Those of you that don't think Negan is redeemed, some random lady and her son, they're on the bus, but after Brandon and Negan save them from the walkers, Negan's basically like, go away, kid, go away. Doesn't want to have anything to do with Brandon. So he kind of kicks him out. Says, go wherever you want. Then Negan talks to the little kid. He's basically like giving him advice, showing that he is changed. So those of you still, that have any doubts, Negan is trying to do the right thing. Negan goes to gather some firewood for the group to make dinner. When he comes back, you got Brandon weirdo Brandon whistling and rambling about, oh, I know this was a test. You just sent me away to see what I would do, to see if I had the guts to kill somebody. Brandon killed the lady and her son while Negan was gone getting firewood. He thought it was a test, and upon seeing this, Brandon is getting ready to say, I am and Negan kills him before he can say, I am Negan. Got a couple super chats in here. Herbert says, whoever freed Negan dies by Negan. But it's not Brandon. So, Herbert, just be interesting to see later on. Could be Carol. Carol might be the one to sort of unleash, like you guys said. Let's see if he's going to go help. Let's see if he's going to go kill Alpha. Could be part of Carol's master plan. I am very eager to see that. But the Daryl Dante element leads me to believe could be something along those lines. We got Amy Ferreira super chat just popping in. Happy Halloween, 999 Army. Kills, mods, enjoy the stream. Thank you so much, Amy. Appreciate that. Appreciate your support. Thanks for popping in, and hopefully you have a wonderful Halloween. And if you don't get a chance, stick around. Make sure you watch the playback as well. Check it out, because there's some good stuff that's going to go down this week. So, after all of that random stuff, this is a big question. This is a question everybody wanted to know. Does Negan end up at the Whisperer camp? Check this out. Yes, he ends up there. He takes the new Lucille, crosses over the border, yelling out to the Whisperers to get their attention, and Beta comes along. So we get Negan and Beta. New Lucille. Perhaps new Lucille is not as strong as old Lucille. Let me get your thoughts on this. This is not confirmed or discussed this week. Do you guys think that version of Lucille will break when Negan swings it at Beta? And maybe later on, Michonne gives him the upgraded Lucille. Maybe he doesn't have quite his power and his rhythm because it's a cheap knockoff. So, a little bit of thought with that. And as I said, these spoilers are brought to you by Spoiling Dead's fan page. I am going to add my own little spin to it, my own little flavor to it. But they obviously got the information a little bit early. Since it's out there, we just wanted to cover it. So, big news, everybody. Hopefully, everybody is sitting down. Sit down, everybody. This is going to hit you pretty hard. David Buzz says, Happy Halloween, Kills. I think Negan will go back to the sanctuary and may rebuild it. But do you think there could be Whisperers at the sanctuary? David, I'm interested to see. I think Negan's going to fight Beta. And I think Beta's going to beat him. And I don't think he's going back to sanctuary. I think Negan will say something or do something to make it look as if he's going to join or help the Whisperers. But I don't think he's going to fight Beta and then leave. All right, this is bad news, everybody. There has been rumors that Ezekiel has a secret. So Ezekiel's secret, apparently Ezekiel has thyroid cancer. He shows Sadiq a lump in his throat. He says that when he was growing up, his grandmother and his father fought it and won because the survival rate is 98%. But they went back for treatment options, and there's nothing that can be done. So it doesn't mean that he's dead today, tomorrow. Does have thyroid cancer. Now, in a different life, it was curable. There's a survival rate, but we're at a zombie apocalypse. So I get the feeling this is almost, and I don't want to blaspheme The Walking Dead, but do you guys feel a little bit of the Ezekiel thyroid cancer is almost like touche, Christmas girl. Oh, I was about to make a Fear the Walking Dead reference, and she just went Grace. She's like, maybe he's pregnant. There you go. All right, great. Because, sometimes when they think you have cancer on Fear the Walking Dead or The Walking Dead, you end up being pregnant. But I feel like Ezekiel's storyline is similar to Alicia's. That they're kind of ticking time bombs. You think they're still curable or they can be saved maybe with the right technology or with something going on, but they could also be killed off at any minute. So I still think it's going to expedite his decision making. I think Ezekiel knows he's got a bad health situation. He feels like it's getting worse. He may or may not be able to beat it. He might as well roll the dice and go vindicate Henry. I still think that's his storyline. And cancer or no cancer, I don't think it's going to weigh into Alpha's decision. We won't find out ultimately what happens with that, but there is some good stories. And I'm about to get to some things that I think are mind-blowing. I really, really love some of the spoilers. We got Ben Stevenson. He will live a while, give him time to make peace with it, closure with Carol, give his death meaning, something heroic, and yet I smile. Final words. That kind of gave me cold chills there. I certainly think, and yet I smile, would be a great way for him to exit if he survives the Whisperer War. So I know it's a spoiler stream, but I do want to ask you guys now, based on finding out, you guys know he's got thyroid cancer. Does that change your opinion of how he dies? Now, would it be a little bit of a waste to have him end up on a pike when we know that he's eventually going to live, or he's eventually going to die? I think, in a weird sort of way, this storyline might have saved him from getting the pike. Would you agree with that? So, if that keeps him from getting the pike, I think the odds that that's Luke's head on that pike instead of Ezekiel just went through the roof. If Luke was 50-50, I'm going to say it ain't Jerry, it ain't Ezekiel, I think it's Luke. Especially when I tell you something else about Magnus Group. I'm going to get to that in 1 minute. So before we get to some of the really, really juicy stuff, the question came up, what's going on at the Whisper camp and what are they planning? Big news here, everybody. Big news. They say, we see what Alpha means by a change in strategy. She tells the Whispers that when the enemy's world starts to collapse, the smart ones will know where to come and that they will be waiting. Get this. This is going to blow you away with the Aaron storyline. She also tells Gamma that the Metal Man can be useful, implying they will attempt to use Gamma to get to Aaron. There's more coming on that in a couple minutes. But, hey guys, we've been talking about Aaron slipping. This is a great story. Now, I'm not going to say he does it, but I absolutely love that Aaron is getting dark. Aaron is changing. Alpha is seeing that. And now Alpha's plan is to recruit Aaron and get him a part of the Whispers. The Metal Man can be useful. Oh boy. All right. So we still got some good theories going here, everybody. All right. This is other big news. Now this, I'm going to say me, completely wrong. A question is, do we find out if the Whisperers set up the walker attacks on the communities? Yes. Turns out they were responsible for both the walker attacks and the falling tree. So, even though Gamma says, not us, now we know, even though she was stone-faced when she said it, completely lied, it has been them. They have been unleashing walker after walker. They are behind it. There's no other group out there. No doubt about it. The Whisperers are pushing them to wear them down. That is their strategy to get them out of sorts. Okay. This is twisted. I'm going to give you the spoiler. Something else that Alpha's doing. And I'm going to give you a super, super bold prediction tied onto it. Okay? Aaron in the promo, what is Aaron doing? So we know Aaron is there out by the creek. We know that Gamma is trying to get to Aaron. So here's what happens. There's 3 parts to this, so stick with this. To me, this is probably one, other than the Ezekiel cancer thing, it's confusing, but this might be one of the biggest stories this week and for future weeks. So Aaron sees Gamma killing and disemboweling a walker near the creek, turning it on its side to block the flow of water. I'm going to get back to that in 1 second because we got Fluff the Flamethrower. She wasn't stone-faced when she said it. She was literally too well said. Oh, by the way, quick commercial interruption. I do have to chime in with this. You guys are going to want to tune in tomorrow at 8 o'clock for Freestyle Friday and Play Dead Live. We got 3 or 4 interesting twists. Fluff the Flamethrower just reminded me of something. So be here tomorrow night if you guys love Freestyle Friday and you love Play Dead Live. All right, there's my commercial break. All right, as you guys are hitting the like button, let me give you this really, really good spoiler story. So this is kind of like, you guys remember Richard and the pigs and the tainted meat? Well, it appears that there's a new strategy. And the strategy is Gamma is cutting open walkers and slowing down the water flow and bringing all the guts and everything of the walkers out here, which is contaminating the water supply. Think about this. Alpha is wearing them down, and now she is contaminating the water supply. And a neat little tidbit of information came out of this, and I'm going to talk about that in 1 second. So Aaron actually sees her. She's blocking the flow of water. But later on, Aaron sees her again. Gamma cuts her hand, and Aaron throws her some bandages. He tries to find out her name. He tells her his name, says he's from Vermont, wants to know where she's from, and she runs. Okay? Keep that just in memory. Just keep that to the side right now. We'll get back to that in 1 second. So we know that she's trying to recruit Aaron. She's showing up. She's doing some walker stuff. She's contaminating the water. But you don't know what that means just yet, but I am going to tell you. Now we got a little bit of deceit, betrayal. I don't like this. I don't like this story at all, but I'm going to give it to you. This is really going to piss me off this week, I have to tell you guys. This is the Daryl and Connie search for Kelly. So Magna is also helping them. Magna searching for them. Kelly is badly beaten up. Daryl wants to find a place to take her. Then Kelly looks at Magna and says, "Tell them." Well, you guys read the summary. Supplies go missing from Hilltop. So apparently, Magna and Kelly have been stealing supplies from the group and setting up their own little stockpile of stuff. Magna is a thief again, so this is going to have more consequence. And we're going to get a little bit of the backstory as well. So look, we thought that Kelly was out there. Kelly's going to be the first to die. Magna and Kelly have been stealing stuff. So now that Kelly is not dead by the Whisperers this week, then I think the odds of Luke just went even higher. Because I don't think they're going to put Kelly in a bad situation to save Kelly, to kill Kelly again. Maybe they do. But now I think Luke is certainly the person from Magna's group that is going to be the first to go. And that's also going to kind of get them, they're going to get skins in the game, literally. But it's going to get them, it's going to give them more incentive to fight back and to pull together once Luke is gone. Ben Stevenson super chat and said, Magna is pulling a strand. Absolutely. What a great parallel. You know, if Ezekiel is that ticking time bomb that Alicia is, then certainly Magna is the Victor Strand of always taking care of the group and putting something to the side. Tommy Manbun says, kill Magna. I mean, look, we're talking about who we can trust and who we can't trust, and Magna is hijacking supplies. Really, really frustrating. Next question. Once again, I'll say this several times. These spoilers are presented by Spoiling Dead's fan page. They aren't mine. This is my interpretation of some of the spoilers, and I'm going to add some additional information, such as predictions that we're going to tag onto them. And you're going to see a few more predictions in a minute. So next question is Kelly okay? Yes, she is okay. Unfortunately, she's a thief, and she's okay. What is Dog doing? Dog is actually the one that's out there with Magna, Connie, and Daryl, and Dog is the one to find Kelly. So, does anyone die? Well, just some walkers and Brandon are the only ones that die in this episode. No Negan, no Kelly, no Luke, just Brandon. Now, that's going to be satisfying to a certain degree, but you got to think that there's going to be a lot of death coming around the corner. Were there any, just a general question, on their forum, they want to know what's the biggest surprises, and I think they say that Ezekiel's cancer is the biggest surprise. I certainly think that's up there. The Negan confronting Beta, I think, is a big surprise. Magna and Kelly stealing, I think that's a big surprise. So I think all three. Obviously, Ezekiel is a big deal based on the nature of that. So we're going to go to how the episode ends and then a few additional things which blew me away. So how does the episode end? It ends with Negan telling Beta, all right, big-ass freak, let's do this. So Negan calls Beta a big-ass freak, and we're going to get a Negan and Beta cliffhanger because the fight's going to carry over into next week. So certainly looks like... Now, I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that Negan gives him his best shot. I don't think Negan is going to take Beta down. In fact, I think Beta will take Negan down, take him back to the Whisperer camp, and then maybe Alpha will spare him if he, pretends to join the group. Remember, Negan has charisma, he has charm, so it would not surprise me. And I think it's a nice curve for the audience where we are going to be like, okay, is Negan really with them? Is he not with them? And I think that's where they're talking about he's going to toe the line. So here's some additional things that many of you might want to know. Daryl and Connie interact a lot more. There's even a little bit of hand-holding, and he tells her a funny story about him and Merle. They also connect a bit after bringing Kelly back safely. So we are certainly moving on to the Connie-Daryl romance. And if you guys are keeping score at home, Connie and Daryl equals Carol. All right. Magna and Yumiko have a big falling out after Yumiko finds out that Magna was the one stealing supplies. They talk a little bit. So we get Magna's backstory, how Magna ended up in prison, by her account, 13 years ago. Apparently, she had a young cousin, a man-herder, and Magna went after him for it. So, Magna defended her cousin and ended up in prison for it. Took it to a whole different level. Interesting. When Daryl and Sadiq come back from looking for Negan, oh boy, this is good too. I need to make sure. All right, once again, everybody hitting the like button, everybody sitting down. Once we get that accomplished, I'm going to give you these last two little tidbits, and I think it's going to propel the story in a big, big way. All right, here we go. Ton of people here. So once they come back, Daryl asked Ezekiel if he's going to ask him about Carol. Hey, you want to know anything about Carol? And Ezekiel's like, nah, just no. Blows it off altogether. A little bit of a surprise to Daryl. But then when Sadiq and Dante start talking over the radio, Sadiq tells Dante to get Carol. So it looks like Ezekiel is, he's about to tell her. And then he sits in front of the radio. He hears footsteps and the sound of a chair, and then turns off the radio. So it looks like Ezekiel and Carol about to have this conversation where he's going to tell her the truth over the radio. When he hears her footsteps, he realizes he can't say it to her, and he turns off the radio and walks away. I'm going to read the super chat, and I'm going to ask you guys a follow-up question to that. Ben Stevenson says, Alpha hands Beta a knife in the preview. My guess is she's telling him to make a mask for Negan after Beta wants to kill him or after they fight. Ben, I could certainly go along with that. As we talked about, they were making some masks. So is one of those masks the Negan? You guys agree with Ben Stevenson? You guys agree that preview, that mask is a Negan mask? Yes or no? Get your thoughts, get your comments included in this video. Got a couple more little tidbits of information we're going to jump on while you guys are answering that question. David Buzz, sucks if Beta wins. Negan could easily beat Beta. What do you guys think? Let's get a pulse survey from the 999 Army right here, right now. Who wins a fight between Negan and Beta? Hey, Negan choked out Simon, but I think Beta wins. I really do. I think Negan has a lot of heart, but Beta is just a beast. He's a beast. I think most people think Beta, but Negan's got a pretty good following here. All right, the reason I want to give you guys a few of these little tidbits of information. So, follow-up question. If Ezekiel gets up and turns off the radio and can't tell Carol, is it possible, I'm going to go bold prediction right here, that Negan decides to go after Alpha and will never get to tell Carol the truth? I think instead of him getting sympathy or pity from Carol, at that moment he's like, you know what? Why even tell her? What did I say in the previous stream? Actions speak louder than words. And I think we're going to get a literal interpretation of that. Instead of the words he's going to say to Carol. I mean, imagine how that would go down on a radio. And imagine the sad state of affairs. Here's Ezekiel. Hey, Carol. Haven't seen you in a while and would rather do this in person, but I've got thyroid cancer. That just doesn't fit. But think about this. Him getting ready to say it, turning off the radio, putting the headset down, and saying, you know what? I got to show Carol that I stand for something, I mean something. I think this Ezekiel cancer storyline is going to propel him to go after the Whisperers. And I certainly think he has all the ammunition. He's on a dead-end path. Why not make it work? Go out swinging. Ezekiel is not going to die from cancer. He's not going to die in the distance. Ezekiel is going to go out like a star. He has to go out like a star. Now, Ben Stevenson, right before Alpha decapitates him, she's probably going to say, "You should fear me. Is there anything you'd like to say before we take your head?" And yet I smile. That's where he's going to say it right there. She's going to give him a chance to say something, and right before she decapitates him, he's going to say, "And yet I smile." That's the way it's going to go down. That's my super bold prediction. Not a spoiler, just a reality of the way it's going to happen. Do you guys feel that? Do you guys feel that emotion? Going through with it. All right. One more little bit of information. And this is from, the master spoilers at Spoiling Dead's fan page. They said, "I don't know if this means anything, but Dante mentions Rosita called a small bug back in Alexandria." Well, hell yes, it means something. It means that Gamma contaminated the water. Rosita might actually be poisoned. That's my other bold prediction. Rosita caught a bug. How did she catch a bug? Because Gamma was poisoning the water. That is not without consequence. It's happening for a reason, and it's going to have an impact on other people. So that's what we got, everybody. That is the complete spoiler. So I'm going to ask you guys. You guys like what you see from this week's episode? You think it's solid? Looking forward to it? Give me a scale from a 1 to a 10. If you guys had a good time tonight listening to my interpretation of the spoilers, then certainly, as I said before, show a little bit of love in the comments. Give this video a thumbs up. We're going to wind it down. We're only going to do 30 minutes tonight because there's going to be a lot of people who want to come back and they're going to watch the playback. Tomorrow night, we will have a Walking Dead topic, but we will not discuss spoilers in Freestyle Friday. It's going to be relaxed. It's going to be casual. We're going to talk long-term predictions, and then we're going to transition into Play Dead Live. We just want to make it where people that don't want the spoilers can still hang out with us on a Friday night. With that being said, Saturday morning at 11 o'clock, we are going to do our extended spoiler breakdown. So many of the things that we talked about tonight, there's going to be a lot of other people that are going to watch AMC premiere, and we're going to get all of that group together, and we're going to break this episode down even further. So we'll talk spoilers again. We'll give some added predictions to it, and we'll see if we can come up with any clues for the future. And then, of course, Sunday night after the show, we are going to do our reaction video. Thank you to each and every one of you. I want to give a special shout out. Hey, we're at the end of October. Happy Halloween to everyone. I can't say, the last 3 months, enough good things about the support that we get for this channel. As you guys see up in the top left-hand corner, that's a lot of real live people that financially support this channel. Thank you so much to the Patreon Army. You guys do so much. Extremely blessed for each and every one of you. If you guys want to become a Patreon, you'll get a little bit of information, a few polls, a few surveys. You'll get some extra pictures of things that I do when I'm out and about. Cat pictures, all of the above. You get some behind-the-scenes stuff. If you guys are interested in becoming a patron, there's a link down below. PDL sponsors, a whole new group of Patreons that really bring our Play Dead Live scenarios to you guys on Friday night. If you're new and you don't know about our channel, subscribe. Get involved. We do this we talk some nights twice a night on streams, and they're live. So it's not a 5-minute video of my opinion. It's hundreds of people in here talking about the show. So it is a living, breathing, real-time talk show that you guys are involved in. I got a couple more super chats in here. So let me jump over to Ben Stevenson. No one knows how sick that makes people. Thoughts? Ben, I think it's a good follow-up to the tainted meat story. But if the meat was cooked and the water is not purified, then, there's your problem. Maybe Rosita drank some of that water. It wasn't boiled or something. But I think it absolutely could be life-threatening. Commodore, Crawfish, love you kills as a brother. And love me some moderators. You know what? I'm getting ready to give the moderator shout-out, Crawfish. But thank you so much. Appreciate that super chat. You guys could do me a favor. Play Dead Live is going to have Steph the Cuervo Queen tomorrow. Commodore, Will the Bill, a few other surprises. Show up tomorrow night. We're doing a continuation of last week, and there's just going to be a few interesting wrinkles to it. So that's all I can say. Not going to give away any spoilers with Play Dead Live. Bamber Kitty. So Aaron isn't going to report what he sees Gamma doing. That would fall into unredeemable. I love your perspective. I love the fact that we are starting to see Aaron go down a path that is causing risk to the group. What do you guys think about Bamber Kitty Super Chat before we wind the stream down? We've seen Negan start to go to the light. We certainly are starting to see Aaron go to the dark side. I will tell you, I don't hate it because I absolutely love Ross Marquand. And I think if there is an actor that could be evil or transition into a different role if they decide to do that, I think he's the perfect person to do it because he is so well liked, and I don't think he's going to be bullied or badgered or anything along those lines because this is not a documentary. This is an actor playing a great role. And I love that. Lewis Grimes saying, Aaron sucks. And that's the idea, right? I mean, we want to hate these characters. And if they're really, really good at it, like Gage, I hate Gage. Absolutely hate him. But the actor, love him. And I think we inadvertently just hid Angel Calores. There we go. Thank you so much. Sorry about that, Angel. You got hidden and then double unhidden at the same time. Commodore Crawfish. So them extra help points for tomorrow night. So Crawfish, Will, the Bill, and I are discussing something that might give you a little boost, but we won't randomly just add health points, so you have to tune in tomorrow. Benjamin Stevenson makes you wonder about, are we the bad guys? Certainly. Aaron asking, are we the bad guys? Aaron making bad decisions. Aaron charging in for blindly. Aaron not giving Negan any credit for saving him. Aaron not reporting what he saw with Gamma, as Bamber Kitty just said. So many things. Even if you're an Aaron fan, you can't turn a blind eye and not see that Aaron is going down a path. And he says, I'm tired of being the nice guy. I mean, he was very belligerent whenever he said that. So lots and lots of good stuff. Let me also, in addition to the Patreons, the PDL sponsors, the green team. You guys see the green team? There's a join button. Custom emojis, badges, green team. Do me a favor. Tonight is the last day of October, so it is the last day that our moderators are our super fans. So if you guys, the green team, show me the emojis of Emmy, Steph, Tommy, and Kels. The moderators do a tremendous job. As a follow-up to what Crawfish just super chatted a minute ago, show a lot of love for these moderators. They are the best moderators on any YouTube live stream anywhere. Absolutely classy people. Crawfish, well, you have to hand it to Aaron. The Metal Man is what Alpha is even calling him. And let me also do this because there were a ton of super chats in tonight's stream. So I do want to just give shout outs to Mama B. There you go. I'm trying to figure out who is it. Mama B. Yeah, I can't say it. Herber, Amy Ferrero, David Buzz, Ben Stevenson, Fluff the Flamethrower, OU Captain Crawfish, Bamber Kitty. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate your super chats. And there'll be some super chats tomorrow. If you guys don't know what Freestyle Friday is, we just shift the topic back and forth and have a great time with it. There you are. So thank you so much. Appreciate it. And welcome back. And hey, if you didn't get a follow-up comment, thank you for the contribution. But be here tomorrow night and certainly type something because we want to acknowledge, the support and everything that you guys do. And can you guys do me a favor for B Mama B? Just a quick shout out and a thank you for just people that support our channel. All right, everybody. That's all I got for tonight. Thank you to Spoiling Dead's fan page, to that group out there for getting the information out a little bit earlier. Schedule will change next week. We'll start doing our bold predictions on Wednesday night, just so we can get one last prediction in there before we get to spoilers. You guys have a great evening. Those of you watching the playback, do me a favor. Leave your comments at the end of the video, real time. Let me know what you thought about it. Let me know what you think about this week's episode. Tyler Neifert, just wanted to hear you say my name. Love you, Kills. All right. Absolutely, Tyler. Appreciate that. Appreciate you being here and getting involved in our group. I will talk to everybody tomorrow night. Remember, 8 o'clock tomorrow night. See you then. Peace.